Hey guys! My birthday weekend this weekend. That is why it has taken me so long to put this video up, but now it's Monday, so my weekend's over. And I did a review of Recovery Road by Blake Nelson. I'm gonna move my camera over so you guys can see a little better. There we go. Alright, so I wrote down points while I read this because I am trying to make my videos a little bit more organized for everybody, and so I figured I'd write some things down, and I'm sure that as I talk I might go a little bit off topic, but for the most part I'm going to stick to what I wrote down. So let's get started. This is a very quick read. I read it in about 3 hours. The linguistics of it, very easy to understand, not difficult, even in the slightest. Blake Nelson really does a good job at writing for people that are, over the age of 14. I think that it's very, very easy to read. So, good point number one. He also writes, the main character is Maddie, it's a girl, and he does a very good job at portraying female in his writing. I was surprised because usually when I read a book by a male author, the women are a little bit, not timid, but I don't know what the right word is, but they're not as outspoken as Maddie is, and I think a lot of women are more like Maddie than they are this like shy, quiet, little fragile thing in the corner. So I think that he did a very good job writing that. The thing that I find sort of annoying about his writing is I feel like he lists a lot instead. He tells you instead of showing you, and that bothers me. For example, like I look at the pillow, I set the pillow down, the pillow is moved. It's just like instead of saying something about, he doesn't give any description of the pillow. He doesn't get into anything, and I don't like mindless detail. Mindless detail annoys me, but this also just the listing of steps. It's like he was doing an instruction manual at the beginning of the book when she's searching for her toothpaste. I got very annoyed, and I think it's in the first 10 pages, so that was definitely a red flag, and I wrote that down. Maddie in the book, the main character, she is an alcoholic. And even though she's an alcoholic, I think that he does a really good job at making sure that you can relate to her. Her problems are definitely not every teenager's problems, but I think that her personality makes it so that you can relate to her. You understand, even if you've never, been addicted to anything, you still get how she feels. So that's very, very good point. I also think that she's easy to relate to because at the beginning of the book, she doesn't necessarily get along with her parents. Like, she makes a phone call to her mother when she's in the rehab, and you can tell from the phone conversation she just doesn't want to talk about it. She just doesn't want to talk to her mom about school. She knows what she wants to do. She's set in her ways, and that's it. And her mom is almost kind of the same way. She just kind of push. And I think that we can relate to that. What else? Okay, yes. Okay, I felt like this book could have ended on page 206 of my edition, and I'll put what edition I have down below. I think that would have just been a good end to it. It would have been a very short novel, but I feel like after that there was just a lot of mindless drivel. I think that it was great because you get to find out where she chooses to continue her life, which is nice. I did like that, but I kind of feel like it could have been shortened in an epilogue. I don't think that he really needed the extra 100 pages, that he just went on and on and on and on and on about it. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the book. I'm going to read the inside cover for you, and this book is also, I believe, hold up. Oh, it's published by Scholastic Press. I was wrong. I thought it was published by someone else, but it's published by Scholastic Press. So, which is also surprising. But I'm going to read the inside cover to you guys, and then I'm just going to go straight for the spoilers, but I'll say again, announce the spoiler section so you guys still have time to stop the video. Alright. Madeline has a drinking problem and anger issues, so she's sent away to Spring Meadows, a rehab center in a row of rehab centers known as Recovery Road. On a weekly movie night in town, she meets Stuart, who's dealing with demons of his own. It's an intense time, and the two of them come together intensely. When Madeline gets out of rehab, she tries to get back on her feet and waits for Stuart to join her. When he does, though, it's not the ideal union that Madeline has dreamed of. Both of them still have serious problems, and love seems more like a question than an answer. True and insightful, Recovery Road is a story about finding the right person at the worst possible time and loving that person anyway, no matter what. So that is the inside cover of Recovery Road. I'm going to give this book a 3.5 out of 5, and let me tell you why. Although I like the concept of the book, and I think that the book is essentially, a good book. I'm not disappointed that I read it. I feel like the book went on farther than it should have, and I feel like it was harder for me to connect to the characters, which I'm going to talk about in the spoiler section. So after you read it, definitely watch the spoiler section and let me know if you agree with me or not. Alright, we're going to do the spoiler section right now. So if you haven't read it, pause the video and stop watching. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I felt like Stuart and Maddie's romance happened way too early, or maybe not early, but the whole making out thing when they were at like Rite Aid, I felt like that happened way too quickly, especially because she talks about how she has never done anything with a guy sober, and you would just think that since she's sober, that she would be kind of nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more hesitant about it. I just kind of felt like they just randomly met up and boom, they're making out. I don't know. I thought it was way too early. I think that Maddie is, and I feel like a lot of people are going to hate me if they really like Maddie. She sort of annoys me with her attachment to Stuart. In my opinion, he doesn't really seem to reciprocate her feelings. For the first half of it, she almost seems pathetic to me. Do you guys think that's too harsh? Let me know. When he takes her back to the subway or whatever it was, that was downtown, she pushes her face up, like he has to force her to go away from him, and she pushes her face up against the glass, and just like this sick little puppy dog, and I've had relationships I definitely didn't do that. That might just be my personality, but I just was she almost seemed a little bit pathetic to me, and he just didn't even care. She blew a kiss at him, and he was like, yeah, see you later. For me to believe that they're in love with each other and stuff, I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel that. You'll have to let me know if you felt it, because I definitely didn't feel it. Trisha's death, I actually liked that happened, because I felt like that made Maddie kind of stay on the straight and narrow. It was just kind of like another wake-up call, like, hey, yeah, you are really doing what you're supposed to be doing by staying sober, because look what she did. And she overdosed and she died. So I was sad to see her go, because I feel like the consequence was that Maddie kind of went back into her, oh my god, I don't have any friends, my best friend just died, whole thing, like when she first went to school. But I think that it was needed to happen. I think that it was necessary for the story. Okay, Martin. I love Martin. He's probably my favorite character in this whole story. I really wanted him and Maddie to be together. I hated Grace, his girlfriend. I thought she was evil, and she was really prissy, and I just didn't like her. And, you can definitely tell that Martin likes Maddie, and I really wish that they would have explored that more in the book. I was irritated that he was talked about all the time, and they went on these, not dates, but who goes ice skating with their guy friend for the very first time that they do something together? I don't know. It was a date. I'm sorry, it was a date. But yeah, I just really wish they would have developed that more. I really, really liked Martin. I kind of thought Simon was pointless. I didn't really understand why he was in the book other than when at the end she sees Stuart again and he's back doing drugs and he's a junkie. I don't really, I mean, I think she could have been out with Martin and been doing the same type of thing, except another thing I don't understand is why Martin and Maddie don't see each other, because when she goes to college, she is on the East Coast. He's in Connecticut and she's in Massachusetts. So they're like super close to each other. So I don't understand why she like never sees him at all. That confused me. But yeah, Simon, I don't understand why you were in the story, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't get why you were there. It just didn't make any sense to me at all. Okay, so Ashley and Rachel and I think her name's Jaina, their death, I didn't really feel bad. I don't feel like it got enough character development, and I think that's another reason why I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I just really don't feel, except for Martin, Stuart, and Maddie, I just don't feel like there was any character development that's gonna make me feel bad with like Ashley, with her dying. I mean, it's a tragedy, it's very sad, but I don't feel for her, if that makes sense. The author didn't make me be like, oh god, I was just crushed like Maddie seemed to be. I didn't feel that. And I think that Emily, Ashley's sister, blaming Maddie for you just didn't convince her the correct way or whatever. I don't know, it was so ridiculous. I couldn't believe that she said that. Even as a grieving person, I couldn't believe that she said that, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I just thought it was ridiculous. But yeah, so I guess that's my review. I didn't really have any other pointers. Yeah, so this book, like I said, it kind of goes on and on a little bit much for me. I don't regret buying it, don't regret reading it, but it's probably a book that I'm gonna sell back in exchange for a different book. Or I might put this book up on BookSwap for Goodreads. So if you have a Goodreads, my link's down below, and if you want to read this book and swap a book with me, definitely let me know and I might put it up there. My next book that I'm going to be reading is Vespertine, and I believe that is by Sandra Mitchell, I think. If that's wrong, I will correct myself down below. And yeah, and my blog link is down there as well, and my rating, and I also have a Twitter now. I almost just forgot I have a Twitter, so my Twitter will also be down below if you would like to follow me. And that is it, I think, guys. So yes, here's the book. I'll see you guys later. Bye.